Okay. All right. So I wanted to formally introduce myself before we get started. My name is Sabrina Torgianti. I am a recruiter here with Pasco County Schools. I primarily am support our teacher pathways and department recruitment. So our department recruitment is going to be all of our like non-instructional departments that are not school-based. So transportation. So our school bus drivers, I recruit for those, as well as our like business services side, which is going to be like our human resources, finance, and all of those areas. Um, I also support our teacher pathways. So our teacher pathways is going to be like for individuals who are interested in teaching, who may be working on their degree or don't have a college degree yet, or just maybe come from a different background. So maybe they come from a world of finance and now they want to teach social studies. So just pathways to the classroom. So I am on a team of 5 people. I have some colleagues, 2 other recruiters who are responsible for recruiting for our schools. So we are here to support filling our school vacancies as well as our district department vacancies. All right. So there are plenty and lots of benefits of working with Pasco County schools. And there are definitely more that are listed here, but these are kind of some of our larger benefits that we like to share. So we have free health insurance options here in Pasco. So we have a couple of paid health insurance options as well as free health insurance option for full-time employees. And so that is going to be an HMO that's right now with Florida Blue. And we also have 6 free health and wellness centers across the county. These are essentially they're doctors' offices. We call them health and wellness centers, but they are doctors' offices and pharmacies that all of our district staff that are insured, as well as their dependents, have access to. So they operate just like any other doctor's office. You have maybe you just want to get established with a primary care provider. So you schedule an appointment with one of their doctors. They do lab work with you. They go over your results. They get you on many medications that you might need. And the pharmacies are located right there on the same site. So that's very convenient. And for the most part, most services and medications with the health and wellness centers are free of cost. So there's no copay with any of the services or medications, with the exception of maybe a few. So it's a great resource throughout our county, and we have centers across the entire district. So whether you live in Dade City or all the way in Holiday, or maybe somewhere central like Wesley Chapel, we have them spread out all over. And we also are an FRS employer, which means that we offer some pretty great comprehensive retirement plans. So our employees can either participate in like the pension plan or an investment plan, or they can of course opt out and just go with the default option. But there are some great choices there as well. Some benefits that are not listed here. We also offer voluntary insurance, so or voluntary benefits. So vision insurance. Our vision insurance is very good. It is paid. I believe it's somewhere around a couple dollars a paycheck, I believe. We also offer life insurance, vision insurance, dental insurance. We also have paid time off, of course. So that's going to be both your personal time, sick time, as well as the holidays. We have 2 weeks off for winter break. So we're on the same schedule as the students, with the exception of the summer, depending on what role you work. But all of our employees can enjoy the 2 weeks off for winter break because the district is closed across the board, as well as a week off for Thanksgiving break, a week off for spring break. And then of course our teachers can enjoy the 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, the 2 months off during the summer as well. And most of, if not all of the major holidays. So there are a lot of great benefits there as well. So, like I started off a little bit, I touched on at the beginning, part of my role as a recruiter is our new teacher or our teacher pathways initiatives. So, One of our teacher pathways that we have here in Pasco is the SRP to teacher program. The SRP, we have a lot of acronyms here in Pasco, so I'm gonna try and explain all that I come across during this presentation. But SRP stands for school related personnel. So that's just a fancy term for most of the individuals that work in the schools that are not our teachers. So you think about like the front office assistants, or maybe the bookkeeper, or the custodians, or maybe even the classroom assistants. All of those people are going to fall under the SRP category because they're not teachers. We have some other categories, but for the most part, SRP is going to be the bulk of our school support. And what this program is it's financial support, so tuition reimbursement for our SRP employees who are pursuing a degree in education. So the steps to this are fairly simple. So the first requirement is that you have to be a Pasco County Schools SRP employee. Right now, the requirement is that you've worked in the district as an SRP employee for a minimum of 1 year, and then you submit an application. I see somebody's joining the waiting room, or in the waiting room. All right. One of the requirements is that you have to be a Pasco County Schools employee for a year, and then you have to be enrolled in a college of ed program. So if you're studying to be pre-med, that's great, that's wonderful. But you would not be eligible for the SRP to teacher program. So it does have to be an area of education. And then once you are approved for the program and you're working on your degree, at the end of each semester, at the end of each term, I guess would be the more appropriate for college, you would submit to our department a copy of your tuition receipt, and then a copy of your grades, because you have to pass your classes to be eligible. And then the district will reimburse you up to 18 credit hours per fiscal year, as well as all of your books. One of, at least my favorite part about the SRP to teacher program is the internship benefits. So when you are pursuing a degree or a career in education, and you're pursuing a degree in education, college of ed programs at all universities will require you to complete an internship or practicum. It all essentially means the same thing. So there's different levels. So you'll start out kind of more earlier on in your bachelor's degree in education. You're going to be doing like observation hours in the classrooms. Maybe you need 15 hours of you just sit in a classroom and take notes and just observe. And then as you progress through your degree, your internships become longer and have more requirements. So the last internship that you complete right before you graduate, so it's going to be that final term, is a final internship. And what that is it's full-time internship. So you're working the same hours the teacher's working essentially for an entire term, 40 hours a week during the school day. And a lot of the times you're actually doing lessons and you're grading papers, and you're kind of working on those areas that the teacher would. So most of the time, final internships for teaching are going to be unpaid, which means that you are completing a bachelor's degree. You're completing a bachelor's degree while working 40 hours unpaid as an intern, while also trying to pay your bills. So in order to try and alleviate some of that, is if you are an employee part of the SRP to teacher program, you also will be able to get a continuation of pay for whatever role you're doing. So if you're an office assistant or a classroom assistant, we'll continue paying you that salary that you were getting in that role while you're completing your final internship. So whether you're doing that in a classroom at the school you happen to work at, or if you're completing a final internship at a nearby school, you'll continue getting your paycheck while completing your internship. And if at any point you guys have any questions, please feel free to stop me, because I can talk forever and ever and ever. So for our teacher compensation, that's what I have posted here. So our base for teachers right now in Pasco County is $47,500 plus an additional salary referendum. which brings our total annual salary for teachers to 50,000. We do offer additional compensation on top of that based on years of experience and education, which is evaluated by our human resources department when you're getting hired, but that is the minimum. And then we also our salary ranges for like our SRP employees and non-instructional roles. It really varies depending on the position. But right now, all SRP employees also receive a salary referendum. So we try to stay competitive with pay, but it really is just fluctuates depending on the position. You know, maybe a custodian may have a differing salary than maybe your front office assistant or the front office assistant from bus driver. So it really depends. So a resource that we offer to our teachers, which is a wonderful, wonderful resource, is the Pasco County or the Pasco Education Foundation Y Supply Store. So what it is a store at no, a free store for our teachers to go and get school supplies for their classroom. So if they need extra pencils or extra packs of paper, notebooks, they can go to the Y Supply Store located here at the district office in Land O'Lakes and shop for what they need to in the classroom so that they're not paying for supplies out of pocket. So they help teach all of our teachers across the school district, and they're a fantastic resource. So professional development. So I know I said teacher pathways and I was discussing the pathways to the classroom. This is like a continuation on our teacher pathways. So if you are wanting to, if you're aspiring to maybe one day be an assistant principal or a principal of a school, we have a lot of pathways to gain the experience and the stepping stones to reach that point, and a lot of professional development opportunities that go along with that. So whether you want to be a teacher leader, so possibly leading a team at your school of teachers in a certain subject area or grade level, or maybe you want to be a teacher educator, which is going to be individuals who are hosting interns. So like I just said, when you complete a final internship, when you're pursuing a degree in education, you have to have a mentor teacher that you're paired with. And so this is a pathway where you can, our teachers that are maybe more tenured, have a few years of experience under their belt, want to take on an intern so that they can mentor and help grow them and develop them. And then we have our aspiring coaches. So not only are you maybe mentoring or leading team teachers, but you're actually coaching them. And then, of course, we have programs for aspiring assistant principals and aspiring principals. So lots of areas for growth opportunities. Something that's not on here is if you are an individual who does not want to maybe become a teacher, but maybe you want to work in a business services area like HR, purchasing, finance, transportation, any of those areas. We also have growth opportunities throughout all areas of the district. I always tell people we are a school district, we hire teachers, of course, but we also have an entire side of business operations that we have, whether it's flooring technicians or HVAC technicians or mechanics that work on our school buses, or business professionals that maybe want to work in human resources or anything like that. We have roles throughout the entire district, along with professional development opportunities and growth opportunities. So that is everything that I have for you. I know I covered a lot, but if there's anything that I did not touch on, or that you additional questions that you have, please feel free to unmute your mic, or if you'd prefer, you can just send a chat in the little chat icon and ask any questions that you might have.